PP from down in Alabama, and I was calling you about dead porn stars, man. Had two of the greats pass away in late 2017. Well, now they've left behind all this material, and I feel like a lot of people that are, scrolling through these porn sites and stuff, they may not know these girls are dead. What are your thoughts on people jerking it to dead porn stars?
Man, and and some people
from down in Alabama, and I was calling you about dead porn stars, man. Had two of the greats pass away in late 2017. Well, now they've left behind all this material, and I feel like a lot of people that are, scrolling through these porn sites and stuff, they may not know these girls are dead. What are your thoughts on people jerking it to dead porn stars?
Man, and and some people would listen to this question like, "Oh, that's stupid. Who cares? That's stupid. It's about pornography." And I know this show, this episode, we've had a little bit of smut chatter. We've been talking about things that are a bit smuttish, and this isn't good. This show isn't devolving into something smuttish, but this was a good question. This is a good question, and I don't really think that I'm going to give you my 2 cents in a minute, but first I'm going to call. I've got a lovely young lady here. Her name is Zoe Monroe. You can check her out. She's a pornographic star, pornographic actress. And she's in, and it's tempting here because she is in, she's out there dancing, in the dark arts. And she's a real professional, and she is, she's good at what she does. I've fell victim to it many times. So
that's what I like to hear.
Yeah. Thank you very much. But we had a caller that called in, and he said his question was, last year you guys lost some popular pornographic actors and actresses, I think, but in your industry,
mm-hmm.
Is it okay, or what are your thoughts on people masturbating and not knowing if these actors and actresses are dead?
Well, we do what we do to be fantasies. And, like comedians do what they do. You want to make people laugh and you want to have fun. Well, we want to fulfill everybody's fantasies while fulfilling our fantasies and having a lot of sex and fun while we do it. So why not have these stars live on through our fantasies? As long as you're paying for it.
Right. Okay, so that's the biggest thing. As long as you're paying for it. Do you think there should be
because, all the tube sites are ruining the business, and if people still want the amount of porno that we all make for y'all to keep coming out, some people got to be buying it, because who's going to pay us?
Right, that's a good point. So are there sites you recommend if people want to actually support the business that they go to?
Yes, I recommend Elegant Angel. They just released 2 squirting showcases of mine, so naturally I'm going to say them first.
Oh, wow.
Evil Angel's a good one. There's a lot of different angel ones we got.
A little bit of crotch archery, huh?
Yeah.
Now, do you think there should be a special section on these sites where, it should say that these are deceased, if this is where you want to come to see deceased pornographic actresses?
Well, if you're going to Google one of your favorite stars, some of the pages that will come up first, like your free ones, and things like that, will have, I don't know what's the most politically correct way to say this, but like year of death perhaps, or, something like that.
Okay, and so do you think, now what about, I thought maybe it would be interesting if they had like an in memoriam at the end of a porn, say you're watching some porn, at the end, there's like, do you think that would turn people off? Like you're, spraying out, next thing you know, it's like, Judy, was, left the earth in 2015. I wonder if that would that could kill some people's buzz.
I can see how that would, interfere with your little after-cum euphoria there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't really know what the best way to have people find out if your favorite porn star has passed away or not. That's a good question. I don't know if that's a good idea or not to have that.
Do you, if you pass away, and I hope you never do, I want to tell you that.
Oh, thank you, Theo.
Yeah. I just hope the world just gets to see your skin and your, breasts and, anus and legs and everything for decades to come. And,
Oh yeah, me too.
Okay, yeah, good. But I feel like, for me, I would feel better, and I try to stay away from pornography. But for me, I would feel better if I didn't do it, if I did not do that, if I did not watch it at all. But I would then feel better if there was a in memoriam at the end. You you know, you're, stacking skeet inside of your body and stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking, and you're watching, and then, at the end it says, Molly Tit Butt or whatever her name was, whatever the girl's name was, Molly butt tits and butt ass or whatever, something sexier than that, obviously. Lopez, make her fancy, she was, alive from, 2000 to 2019. And you'd be like, whoa. I think it would make it more real. I think things like that would make it more real. And maybe you throw in a couple of other stats. She liked to, she liked the Fast and the Furious series. And she had a couple of bad tattoos that she was saving up money to get removed, or something like that. Something that makes her a little bit more personal. That could be interesting. But then, like Zoe said, a lot of that is fantasy. A lot of that is, you want the fantasy. So if they had it, if a headstone, if you had a headstone section of pornography, would that kill the fantasy? And I could see also how it very well could. So yeah, I think if you light some candles or do some special stuff, maybe, get out one of those, a lot of times in some of the churches, they'll have these the priest will go up and down the aisles with this wand full of holy water and just, he's just basically doing that's just skeeting out of his own wand, but it's water, it's spirit skeet, basically. It's holy water. And he's throwing that on people to get everybody hyped up about the Lord feeling good for everyone. He's getting everybody hyped up. But if you did that, maybe, or something around your house, you throw some sage, or you do something spectacular before you delve into it, so you got a little bit of the protection of something good in your heart before you're out there jerking off to the deceased. Because anyway you look at it, in the end, you are jerking off to the deceased. So, here we go.
Hey man, this is Brandon calling from San Diego. I actually just saw your show at the Brea Improv. Anyway, I'm calling in regards to...
Oh, well, I appreciate that. You notice he didn't say that it was good? I think he might have been at the Saturday Night Late Show. Thank you for coming out, Brandon, though. I do appreciate you, man. Onward.
The gentleman that called in the last podcast asking if it was right to be jerking it to deceased porn stars. There's two ways to look at this, I think. The one way is like, you're thinking, man, this girl's dead in the ground. Like, this is her ghost fucking this dude. Like, can I even get hard to this? And if I can, like, should I nut to this? Like, does this feel right?
Now, that's a good point. There's two moments there. Should I get hard to this? Because getting hard to something, that's one thing. But catching that bust, that's another thing. Freaking letting out that, just letting that nut goose fly out of your wand. That's something. That's another thing. That's two different things. So I'm glad you're saying this. Onward.
And, I get that. You can get creeped out going down that path, but there's another way to look at it too, and that's that, these girls, this was their passion, this was their career, a lot of them loved what they did, and it was an art to them. I just think about, like, when Michael Jackson died, man, like, the radios were blowing his songs up for weeks afterwards, and, people still listen to his music now. I think that you can still have that connection with even a porn star too. It's just another medium of entertainment, isn't it? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it could be like the Mona Lisa. People still go see that. I mean, early pornography, when you think about it, is in all these books and the Rodin and all those, like, all these famous old painters, these, Peter Paul Rubens, I think the man's name was. They would paint all these women, and they would put them in these big, it's usually kind of Rubenesque, sort of, healthy, regular-looking girls, and they would put them in these magazines. A lot of time they'd be laying in the woods or have, like, an apple near them or a couple of pieces of fruit or usually fruits or something like that, or maybe sometimes there'd be a fox, I feel like, in the back, like a fox or maybe a little animal, but usually it was like them just laying there, long, pretty hair, and that was early pornography. That was it, and that is now considered collector's art. I mean, some of those paintings are worth, it's a baffling amount of money. But look, pornography is so popular, you would not believe it. Pornography had, the first videos you could watch online were pornography. Think about that. Now everything's video. The first ones you could watch online were pornography. Pornography has led the explosion and the dissemination. I don't think that's what the word is, but it's led, like, after the Bible was printed, once the Bible was printed, after that, pictures of freaking ladies started milling around. You know, they'd have dudes walking 3 nights out into the desert to dig up a picture of old, you know, the original camel toe that they had hid out there to jerk off. And that's what was going on. You know, when the internet started and people were, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that call. And I'm thinking about it more now as I'm even hearing it now when I hear a woman's voice say it right there, it puts it a little bit more, it makes it more real to me a little bit, you know, because the pornography that I watch is women. You know, I enjoy women's sex and man and woman sex together. You know, I enjoy heterosexual sex on the internet watching. That's why if I do watch, which I try not to watch anymore. Which I try not to watch anymore. That's what I watch. But if I after hearing Jennifer's voice right there, it kind of, I don't know, in a weird way, it just made me have a little bit more, not respect for women, but it made it more real all of a sudden. That just now, just in this moment of hearing her voice, talking about it, for me, and this won't be for anybody else, but I think that I would now, I want to know if they're deceased or not. I think that they should put a regulation on the porn websites. If someone is deceased, have a little headstone pop up in the beginning, you know, or like have a cross or a Star of David or a Hindu statue, whatever, or Muslims, whatever their religion was, have something, a 2-second homage to that. Maybe have or have the head, have the memoriam, Busty Barbara, 1998 to 2007, have that bust up every now and then, or is that old enough? Yeah. Okay, good. Like have that pop up every now and then, so at least you know what's going on. But I would like that. And because otherwise I don't want to be out there busting nuts too. I don't want to be out there ejaculating to the deceased. And you know why? Because there's tons of women on the websites who are not deceased. And that sits better in my soul. So I think that these sites should have a little bit of respect and put the women into a special folder or a special, site box or whatever that says, the graveyard or whatever, so that then at least you can masturbate slower, or you can wear something nice while you masturbate, or you can have some regard for the fact you can light some candles. Like I said, you could do the sage, you could do whatever. You could have some regard for the fact that these women are no longer alive.